Right now, at this very moment, there's a silent battle being waged inside your body. It's a conflict that's happening in the microscopic world of your arteries. And believe me, the outcome pretty much determines one of the most critical parts of your health. So let's dive into this battle because the food you eat, well, it has to pick a side.
All right, before we meet the good guys and the bad guys, we really need to understand the battlefield itself. And, more importantly, the main threat we're all facing. This is something that happens so quietly, often over decades, with absolutely no warning signs until things get pretty serious.
So, the main villain in our story is something called atherosclerosis. The easiest way to think about it is like this. Fatty gunk, mostly cholesterol, starts sticking to the walls of your arteries. And over time, this buildup, we call it plaque, it just gets bigger and bigger. It hardens the artery and it narrows the path for your blood to flow. This, right here, is the root cause of most heart attacks and stroke.
Yeah, it's a stealthy enemy for sure. But here's the good news. We are not helpless in this fight. Not at all. The choices we make every single day can either fuel this enemy or arm our body's defenses. So, the big question is, how do we actually fight back? Well, it's time to meet the heroes.
This is where nutrition really steps into the spotlight. You see, certain foods act like superheroes for our cardiovascular system. And I mean it. They don't just hang around on the sidelines. They are actively working to protect, to clean, and to strengthen our arteries.
So here's our lineup of dietary champions. We're talking about things like fatty fish, foods packed with soluble fiber like oats and beans, nuts, olive oil, all those vibrant fruits and veggies, and even some really powerful spices. And each one of these brings its own unique superpower to the fight.
Okay, let's kick things off with our first hero, omega-3s. You find these in abundance in fatty fish like salmon and sardines. And their power? Oh, it goes way beyond just being what we call healthy fats.
So get this, inside your body, there's this kind of molecular competition going on between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. They're both fighting for the same enzymes. Now, when omega-6 wins out, it produces something called thromboxane A2, which makes your blood platelets super sticky and way more likely to clot. But, and this is key, when omega-3 wins, it creates the much less sticky thromboxane A3. The bottom line is simple. More omega-3s in your diet means a much lower risk of dangerous blood clots forming inside your arteries.
Now let's talk about a hero with a completely different strategy. I'm talking about soluble fiber, the kind you find in oats, barley, and beans. Its superpower is this brilliant, kind of indirect attack on bad cholesterol.
Okay, here's how this clever takedown works. First, soluble fiber forms this thick gel in your gut. This gel acts like a sponge, and it traps bile acids, which, by the way, are made from cholesterol. Now, since those acids are trapped and can't be recycled, your liver has to go, uh-oh, I need to make more. And to do that, it has to pull its main ingredient. That's the bad LDL cholesterol right out of your bloodstream. The end result? Lower levels of the bad stuff floating around in your arteries. It's a pretty amazing system, right?
And of course, we can't forget the rest of the team. You got turmeric with its active ingredient curcumin, which literally shuts down a major inflammation switch in your body. Then there's garlic with allicin, helping to lower blood pressure. The antioxidants in all those colorful fruits and veggies, they act like a shield for your artery walls, protecting them from damage. And the healthy fats in olive oil help improve your whole cholesterol balance.
What a powerhouse team.
But every story about heroes needs its villains. So now let's talk about the other side of this battle. These are the things in our diet that actively speed up damage to our arteries and just pour fuel on the fire of atherosclerosis.
Our number one public enemy is, without a doubt, industrial trans fat. This stuff is an artificial fat, created by science to give processed foods a longer shelf life. You'll find it lurking in fried foods, baked goods, some margarines, and it is just the absolute worst type of fat for your arteries.
Trans fats deliver this devastating one-two punch. See, they don't just raise your bad LDL cholesterol. No, they also actively lower your good, protective HDL cholesterol. But wait, it actually gets worse. They also flip on that same inflammation switch that turmeric turns off, and they can directly damage the delicate inner lining of your arteries. It's a full frontal, multi-pronged attack.
All right, our second villain is a little more sneaky. I'm talking about excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. Think sugary drinks, pastries, white bread, and all those other highly processed snacks. The danger from sugar is really a triple threat.
First, when your liver gets overloaded with sugar, it turns it into fat and pumps out this really nasty type of cholesterol called small, dense LDL. And that stuff is much better at burrowing its way into your artery walls. Second, those rapid spikes in blood sugar create a storm of what we call oxidative stress, which damages your vessels. And third, sugar can literally stick to proteins in your body, forming compounds called AGs. You can think of these just like rust. They make your arteries stiff, brittle, and dysfunctional.
So let's just recap the central conflict here. On one side, you have the heroes. They work to lower bad cholesterol, calm down inflammation, and protect your artery walls. And on the other side, the villains do the exact opposite. They create more dangerous cholesterol, trigger chronic inflammation, and directly attack the structure of your arteries. I mean, when you see it laid out side by side like this, the choice becomes incredibly clear, doesn't it?
Okay, so knowing the players on the field is one thing, but winning this battle, that requires a strategy. It's all about consistently making choices that assemble and reinforce your body's natural defenses, not just for a week, but for the long haul.
And honestly, this might be the most important point of all. There are no magic bullets here. You can't eat junk all day and then expect a handful of almonds to save you. The real power lies in the big picture, your consistent overall pattern of eating. It's the sum of all your choices that ultimately wins this war.
And while diet is absolutely a superstar player, it needs a strong supporting cast. Things like regular exercise, not smoking, managing your stress, and maintaining a healthy weight, these are the crucial reinforcements that make your dietary strategy truly effective. They all work together to keep that internal battlefield tipped in your favor.
So, the battle is ongoing. It's happening right now. Every meal, every snack is a choice that supports one side or the other. But here's the thing. You are the general in command of your forces. This information, that's your strategy guide. Knowing the heroes and the villains, that's your intelligence. So the only question left is the one right here. What's the first tactical step you are going to take for your artery health today?